What's up, guys? Tonight we're going to do another video on this 5.3. Last night we primed the oil system with the pump sprayer. Got oil through all the rockers. Everything looked good. Tonight we're going to spin it over with the starter. See how much oil pressure we build with the pump. And maybe even check compression on a couple cylinders. So let's get started. I got the starter mounted up already. Got a battery down here. Very simple. Positive cable going to the positive on the battery. Going to the big terminal on the starter. We got a ground to the back of the cylinder head, going to the ground on this battery. And I got one of these little jump start buttons from Harbor Freight. It's like a momentary switch. And I think they're like 10 bucks or something. So I know it's got a black and a red, but one end is just connected to the positive. And this end is going to be connected to this small stud here on the solenoid, and that's going to turn the starter on when we push the button. So right now we're going to spin it over, and I'm going to show you guys this oil pressure gauge I have set up back here. And we actually use that same 16 millimeter by 1.5 thread fitting that we used to prime the oil system. That is actually the same fitting that fits right here in your oil pressure sending unit hole. And we just got a cheap gauge from AutoZone, I believe. It's going to be a mechanical gauge. It's got the little compression fitting with the little nylon tube. An adapter. And we're going to spin this thing over and see how much oil pressure we build. Get it in there. Here we go. Maybe 30 PSI. I think that's pretty good for just cranking it over a couple hundred RPM. Basically, all I done to the oil system was new pickup tube O-ring, new cam plate with that seal, and that's about it, guys. This motor's got, I believe, 295,000 miles on it. That's what that 01 GMC that I had on it, and this is the motor that came out of that. And when I sold that truck, and it actually had a 6-liter in it when I sold it. And this thing ran good, just the transmission was bad. Right now, guys, I've got a compression tester. We're going to screw this thing in one of these spark plug holes. And see how much compression we got. Now, these are 799 heads, and the combustion chamber is a couple cc's bigger than an 862 head. Bring you a little closer here. So here we go. $175, not bad for a 300,000 mile motor. Let's check another one. The 6-liter that I done a couple years ago, that was in that silver GMC. I took the 317 heads off that, and I put 862 heads on it. And with that camshaft cranking, cylinder pressure was about 210 on that motor. But it had the smaller 862, had 862 heads with the smaller combustion chamber too, so it makes sense. I don't know. How much that's worth. A couple cc smaller, apparently 20, 30 PSI. I'm not really too concerned on this one because it's going to be a turbo motor. So you probably don't want super high compression anyway, but let's see what this one is. Quit holding that button. This one's probably 160, 175 to 160. That's not terrible. Let's try it again. Yeah, 160, 167, something like that. Not too bad. And that's not even tightening that down with a wrench or anything. That's just screwing it in hand tight. Let's do one more. $175. Looking pretty good, guys. Might as well do the last one over here. Sorry, guys, I'm not a photographer. My son's usually here helping me video this stuff, and he's not here tonight. $175, guys. I don't know if you can see that. Tomorrow night, we're going to put this thing together the rest of the way, and we're going to fire it up. I got an MSD box, intake, carb, everything we need here to fire this thing up. And hopefully tomorrow, I'm pretty comfortable with all the readings I'm getting here and the oil flow out of all the rockers yesterday. And I'm happy with everything that's going on here. Tomorrow we'll put the rest of it together, which shouldn't take long, and get it fired up for, maybe we can run it for 15, 20 seconds or something. But, all right, guys, have a good night, and hope this helps anybody that's got any questions. And feel free to ask me any questions, guys. I'm not an expert by any means, but I am a certified hillbilly, and by God, I'll figure it out the cheapest way I can and still make it work. Have a good night, guys. Goodbye.